do a video and talk about some information that the planet is kind of going through majorly right now, and some of us more than others, which is not a bad thing, or doesn't mean nobody's better than us or not as good. But right now, you're probably experiencing some kind of release of some dark things that are internally inside of you. And sorry, I just got out of the shower, so I'm kind of like shirtless and stuff. But yeah, nothing you've never seen before. So that anyway, that dark energy that we're releasing right now is being basically transmuted or transmutated into a. And sorry, sometimes I say incorrect words. It's whatever. I don't connect the best to the English language. I'm probably not originally speaking that language when I was another lifetime. But anyway, on track here. So we're all experiencing some really dark stuff right now, and whether it's coming out of us or coming out of someone else and the things around us, collectively we're all doing it as a planet, and even the planets are doing it in the whole universe. So because we're moving and we chose to move towards what's called a fifth dimensional energy, that just means fifth dimensional energy just means it's the energetic resonates at a frequency of unconditional love, which is considered to many paradise on earth or heaven on earth, which all the religions, basically most of them, have been talking about for thousands of years now. So it's actually moving towards this energy finally, and it's going to happen for most of us in this lifetime if we make it to the end. When we make it to the end of this year, your soul chooses everything, though. So if you don't make it to the end of this year, not to be harsh, but our soul chooses what lessons we learn, what we need to learn for our ascension process as a soul. So what we live in this lifetime, it's already been pretty much set up for us to experience different things. It's just up to us how we react and choose to react on those. It's also our bodies are so perfectly built that we have things in us it'll purposely block us from doing, so that way it either gets activated or our DNA gets activated and causes a like an epiphany to correct some things that we've been holding inside of us for a really long time, lifetimes after lifetime, or who knows how long. Those things are able to heal themselves and move into a higher frequency. So we always start really, really low when we are incarnated, and then we just start ascending, ascending, and ascending. So the very first souls that arrive to the planet for the first time, they're very, very, like, yikes, watch out, because they're just, like, real off the chain. I'm not going to say any words, actually, that'll be offensive. They're just very low vibrational people, and their main set of mind is usually on money and, like, drama, and crazy shit. Anyway, so that's fifth dimensional energy. We're coming to that. We're bringing that, whether you have believed that or not, or do believe it, it's coming, I'm sorry. A lot of us have been doing work for a very long time where we didn't believe it either, and it's something that we've proven to ourselves that's physically able to be proved, and mentally and dimensionally able to be proved. Now, dimensions are perceptions. They're not places. They seem like a place because we're physical humans, so we take everything literal and material, like heavy. But essentially, when we're not in these bodies, we have everything we need because we have our DNA's connected to, it's in our bodies, but our soul has a bigger type of substance that it's made of. So that's actually the true brain of everything that you have ever remembered and known is inside your soul, not your body. Your brain dies eventually so there's a body and there's a mind. The mind is in the soul. There's a brain and a mind. The brain is something that's in your body physically, but the mind continues with you. So we take that with us. But a lot of us are in a fourth dimensional energy, some stuck in a mindset of the third, but the third dimension has actually been deconstructed 100,000% confirmed. What that is a third dimensional energy of fear, doubt, and worry, and it's actually a fake false system that has been implemented into us because of the dark side. However that works out, I'm not sure how the dark side works compared to who our creator is, if there's more to it. But from my understanding, and if you don't resonate with this, that's cool. Source is everything. So Source is also the what humans call the evil, and he's also the good. There's no such thing though in Source's eyes, because Source is unconditional loving. So when he set off to, or it set off to go learn and broke us into a million pieces of his soul and gave us individual consciousness, we are set here on our planet that when we pass away with our vessels, our souls take back that information to Source and delivers it. That way it can continue to infinitely create more. And that's how it does it. And then we just keep going back and forth. But as we're doing that, our soul's also given a chance to be upgraded and ascend higher and higher and higher and higher into the realms, so we can eventually be the creator, which we are all creators, but there's a bigger purpose for it. I'm not going to go into that. That's for another time. If you have questions individually too, you can ask me. So fourth dimension is something called dream state, or like a imagination land. Basically, everything that we're experiencing right now is we're able to basically, in our dreams, we can feel like we're actually there so strongly that it's very vivid, and we can also astral project. Astral project means that you leave your body, your soul leaves your body, but you are still here and you're in that other place at the same time. So it's kind of like multi-dimensional transportation, or bi-location, they call it. Some people can do tri-location, 3 places all at once. Mind's there, mind's over there, soul's over there, body's over here. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's kind of like an in-between. There's a lot of really messed up things in that in-between, but there's also a lot of good, because it's the next step to 5th dimensional energy, which is, and that's called 4th density. 4th density energy is 5th dimensional, unconditional loving Earth, which is the new Earth that we're headed towards. Some of us are there. Some of us can be in all 3 at the same time, because we get pulled. We know about the 5th. We've felt it, seen it, saw it, dealt it. 4th, but we're kind of like have to balance ourselves, because there's still 3rd dimensional energy inside people. It's all released out of the planet, but the people have it inside them. And right now, warning, 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 people are releasing it like a mad, crazy. Even me, I have some in me, but I think I've gotten rid of most of it. But you'll be triggered, or you're going to be the triggerer, which means you're going to bring those horrible things out of people, and they're going to show it to you really, really, really strongly. So once you start recognizing those things, that means you're actually progressing, because you've been able to determine that there are situations around you that are happening where you're not that energy, but you can feel 2 sides of the coin. So if you're feeling that, wow, I'm not like this, but those people are really, 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 really mean right now, and they're not acting very cool, and I should never act like that, you're advancing. So let that be kind of a thing. If you don't recognize anything and you just think the world is out to get you and come at you, nobody is a victim, and nobody is actually being hurt or harmed. You make all your choices as a soul, as a person, and everything that happens to you, bad things happen to you, good, you've actually led yourself to that choice. So, and that thing happening to you. And yes, I know that's very touchy for some people, but yes, down to horrible things like rape, murder, child molestation, all those things were given as a lesson to us from the soul that it planned out before we were born as a human. So I'm not trying to offend anybody, but that's the thing. I've experienced many things that are very scary and very harmful. So, but I've been able to take those things and move on with them as a lesson, because they've taught me how to help people as well. So that 3rd dimensional energy is going poof. So just right now, guys, I'll make this a little bit quicker. That's the thing that's going on right now. You'll see it. If you don't see it now, you can. What I would just recommend is give yourself lots of love and time to slow down, because this Earth is trying to move the energies, and we are going so fast sometimes where we won't make it as easily. So just slow down. You're walking, you're talking, what you're doing, you're thinking. Try to calm the mind, because right now our upgrades in our body are moving us from carbon-based DNA structures to crystalline DNA structures. And how that is accomplished is from our central sun, or aka God or source. and then it's delivered to us through our sun, which is a satellite, and the information gets pushed through the airwaves into our bodies, and then we upgrade slowly as we download that information. And then we're triggered to release different triggers all around the place, make us react sometimes uncontrollably and crazily and horribly, because of those things have to come out of us for it to shed into the light and turn to light. All light means is information. So the more information you have, the more of a light person you could be. If you're dark, no light means no information, lack of information. So you can look at it like everybody's on the same learning path. Some of us are just received information first, and then everybody else is still going to get all the same information, kind of like, the different grades and levels in school. Some of us can jump levels and go up. Another thing is we do act as like a rubber band. So when we're ascending and going up, eventually to get to source, we have to slowly do that so we don't just like poof, go, burn up or whatever. But as we're doing that, we also descend sometimes, so our bodies can like contract and then they go back out. And that's because we could snap. So it's kind of like a rubber band. It goes out and then back in and then out. Sometimes you need to release stuff, and then we kind of descend a little bit. And usually that shows you a trigger for that you can recognize is your ego will show up. The ego is a very good thing. It's awesome. It fears us a lot of the times, and it does it on purpose because it's trying to protect us. And it's like a built-in tool that we have for recognizing things, and also getting cussed out sometimes really badly by that. Sometimes it gets really loud. If you're hearing voices, those are just other aspects of you, other dimensions of you. All of it just you normally helping yourself from the future, which isn't a thing we know about. But past, present, future is all happening right at the same time. There's only now. So, I know I'm going fast, but you have lived all of your lifetimes and all your dimensions and everything right now. And you're living them right now. And it happens so quickly, that when we're out of these bodies, there's no such thing as time. So it's really crazy. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like, but there's no thick, dark, weighted down energy like we get as a human. And that shit's crazy. We don't want to be weighted down. We want to eventually leave our human lives and like ascend as bodies. And sometimes we can take our bodies. This is one of the first time in history of all kind, or of all time, where we get to choose if we want to take our bodies with us to heaven on earth. Yes, it's on earth, people. It's no place. I guess you could consider heaven where source is right now, where we came from. That's home. So we've been there before. But heaven is here. And it's here for some of us, sometimes, all the time. Some of us not. And some of us chose not to ascend at this moment in time. So basically, if they chose not to ascend as a soul, they're going to be left behind to old Earth. That's a perception. They're going to stay on this planet, but they're going to be in a old Earth dimensional realm. We won't get to see that, though, because we have advanced so far. We're sitting in the future. So those people that we interact with will always be in the future, in our realities. So those people that don't make it, they make it to ours, because we jumped timelines, basically. We go to, bam, 2,000 years ahead. They catch up to us so quickly because time doesn't really exist, so we can live all those moments all at the same time. So essentially, let's say your mom doesn't make it, God forbid. Well, you don't know that because you didn't have to wait for her to show up to where you're at. She had to go through it and experience it in the dense world of 3D, but you did not know that because you are a fifth dimensional being, energy, person, multidimensional, and you chose to ascend, let's say. Well, then mom's going to be there when you show up as a soul, or whatever she's going to be. Eventually, though, we learn I learn a very big lesson. I know many of us don't believe this. Many of us do. I've received information telling me, like, stupid, this is how it is. For example, from the Pleiadians, I have channeled twice in my life. One was from the Pleiadians, one was from Thoth, an Egyptian god, embalming god. But I was told that, look, we are not separated from you. You are us. But we are multidimensional, extraterrestrial, ETs, if you want to call them. Aliens, not so much. they're not aliens. That's a negative type word. But they're basically going to laugh at us because they're going to be like, ha ha, stupid. Guess what? You are us. And we came from ahead of times, in your world time, and we're here to give you some information. Grab our hands, but nope, don't touch. But come with me. Come on, grab my hand. No, don't touch. Come with me. Keep coming. Get ascension this way. Come on, guys. Guess what? Wake up. This way. No, don't touch me. I am you. Don't touch me. Oh, you can grab my hand. Nope, not happening. So, essentially, I'm weird, yes. Essentially what that means is you are helping yourself, not saving yourself. But those aliens, sorry, I just did it. Bad. Those extraterrestrials, multidimensional beings, are us. We're advanced, and they already know what they are. Because all we are learning on this planet is individuation. What that means is you have a separate consciousness, but you have a collective consciousness that can become one. We can take two consciousnesses, two people can join together and collective together, or groups, or it can be as many as we want. But we have a single collective consciousness. But so does our cells, and everything around us, and everything that is in existence is source, energy. It came from the Creator originally. And so did we, and so did everything else. So, when we go back, and I can draw a picture if you'd like me to someday, that Thoth showed me, a big old diagram of the soul path and where you have to go and what happens, and if you commit suicide, where you go, and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. But, I know I'm going off on a tangent. I try to give you as much information as possible about what's happening right now, because prepare yourself, please. Right now, you think COVID-19 was a big bang to your world. That was just a glimpse of what's going to be coming. And I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit negative sounding, but it's going to hurt before it gets better. And it's up to you how you react and how you get through it. So you can change how much it hurts and how much, because the more it hurts, the more lessons you're learning usually. If you feel pain, that means you're learning, because you'll remember that more than a lot of things. Eventually you won't remember any of that, because that's not who we are. We're unconditional, loving energy from source, and that's all sources. So we will have that inside of us very soon. I feel like I am in fifth dimension most of the time, but I get pulled into these lower thoughts and dimensions because I'm either having to learn a lesson that I haven't released for myself, or I'm around people that are influencing my thoughts by, we're basically 80% of the 5 people that we hang around the most. I don't hang out with a lot of people. A lot of people go through my life and then they disappear because I taught them a lesson, they taught me mine, and it's like on to the next. But I'm considered the hero archetype, so mine is a very difficult, extremely lesson-filled life of helping people, but having to kind of like throw myself out there and do it. And we're like martyrs, but not martyrs like to where we were like, oh, I'm a martyr, I protected you, I laid my life down for you, you owe me. No. It's more like, you're not doing it, so I'm going to do it for you. Because it has to be done eventually. Because these people aren't going to keep messing with anyone that are part of my people, which I am those people. And I can get crazy with that. If you start thinking about that stuff, don't do it too hard because you'll go nuts. Like, whoa, so if I'm everything, I'm this person that's over there, I'm walking across the street, and I'm that dog, and I'm that blade of grass, and wait, I'm the person that I just went on a date with tonight? Yes, you are, but you don't know that, and it doesn't matter, because it really just doesn't matter. You don't know that. You're here to learn your lesson in this lifetime. One more thing. If you see a child poking a squirrel in the eye with a stick, don't try to change it, because the thing is here, it looks to you like it's horrible and it's, oh my god. But you are both the squirrel and you're both the child. But if you try to stop that interaction and you succeed, it's going to show up for that child again, no matter what you think, because it's going to have to be learned whether somebody keeps stopping it or not. It's just going to take them longer to learn the lesson. So you could influence people's path by doing that and make them take a longer time to ascend and like learn lessons. So people do that to us all the time. They stop us from